Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Power, and this video I want to continue our discussion on the Immortal Hulk because, man, Immortal Hulk is like an amazing book to read. But I want to break this down and discuss this with you guys. But before I begin this video, I want you guys to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and post a comment below and let me know what you guys think about Immortal Hulk. So, just to give the people who haven't read Immortal Hulk a brief recap on how Bruce Banner ended up coming back to life. He was originally killed by Hawkeye in Civil War II, issue number 3, where Hawkeye used a specialized trick arrow. Banner then ended up returning to life by Avenger 684, where the Challenger, who felt the connection between him and the Hawk and felt like the Hawk and him were similar, seeing as Banner was trying to get rid of him and the Grandmaster got rid of the Challenger. And because of that, he revives the Hawk. But the Hawk had his own plans, and when he fought the Avengers, they thought he was being mind controlled. But what really was going on is that the Hawk just had no words to say, and he was very coherent, but he ends up betraying the Challenger. And after he betrays the Challenger knocked him into space, into somehow he got back to Earth where we are at now. And in what we see a guy with blonde hair who got sweat down his face. He a little nervous. He's got a gun and obviously he's shaking. And during the time we noticed that there's a Roxanne it's a Roxanne gas station in Arizona is where we are at. And a young girl by the name of Sandy Brockhurst, she ends up entering uh, to buy snacks at the gas station. Her mother just tells her to be careful and all those type of things. Some that, a parent would say to the child, and her, as a young girl, she not feeling what her mom is talking about. And she ends up running into Bruce Banner, who has a hat on, and he seemed to be lurking around the gas station, seemed to be minding his own business, when the guy whose name is Tommy Hill ends up busting into the gas station. Hill pulls out a gun on the cashier and he demands he open the register. But because she's frightened, she ends up driving. Because she's frightened, Sandy Brockhurst end up dropping her pop can, which startles Tommy Hill. He ends up shooting her straight in her chest, killing her instantly. This angers Bruce Banner, who ends up with his eyes flashing, getting ready to change into the Hulk, but he ends up getting shot himself. And actually, he got shot and killed. Then Hill kills the cashier and makes off with the register. Hours after the sunset, Banner, of course, began to transform into the county morgue after the detectives began to hold a conversation and talk about what happened and how many people were killed. Across town at the abandoned house, Hill meets with members of the Dogs of Hell motorcycle club, where he typically recounts what he did. Unmoved, Joe, the dog's lair, asks how much money they got, and Hill tells them that he ended up getting 100 that he stole. He could start paying back the 200 he was lent. After seeing half payment, Joe sends Hill out to get the rest. You see, he's like a long shark, so whenever it's like a little scheme that they're doing where pretty much no matter how much money he gives them, they tack on more and more and more and more money. And because they're doing that, he can really never pay off the debt that he ends up having to pay. Joe tells Hill that he's weak and that someone bigger will always come along. At the moment, a loud boom is heard, knocking the power out. Joe sends them out to investigate, but they're attacked by an unseen presence. Joe has the remaining dogs line up on the door and shoot anything that tries to come in. Suddenly, a pair of giant green hands crash through the wall, and y'all know what them green hands are all about because he putting paws on all the Dogs of Hell, just to let y'all know. And, Hill attempts to flee to the sound of gunfire screams, but drops the keys. So it's called all of a sudden the noise stopped and Hill's all alone. When he slowly turns around, Hill comes face to face with the Hulk, who tells Hill the name of the girl he killed and her age. She was 12 years old. Hulk asks how's the gun feel in hand and if Hill ever wondered what it would be like to unleash the power of such a weapon on someone who deserved it. begging for his life and telling the Hawk he has a daughter himself. But Hawk is unmoved by this because he killed a 12-year-old girl and begins to brutalize Hill, breaking every single bone in his body and crushing almost every bone in his body before leaving. He really messed Hill up to the point where most people felt like this was complete overkill on how badly this young man was like completely tortured by the Hawk. As a matter of fact, the Hawk pretty much told him this is what real power is. And it doesn't appear like this man will be able to walk again. And the next day, Arizona head reporter Jackie McGee interviews Detective Gloria Mays. Mays states that the assailant that attacked the dogs was present unknown to the authorities, but they was big and green. McGee speculated they could have been another gamma mutate because Bruce Banner, at least as far as the public knows, is dead. Mays persists that Banner did die and that he can die, but the Hawk can't. He then runs off to a place to call her editor. Meanwhile, in the motel bathroom, Banner asks the green face in the mirror if he's a bad person, which you can see is the Hawk. But we're going to end this video like that. I do hope you guys enjoy my little take on this. But I will say this about the comic book. I just wanted to give y'all like a little briefing of what was going on. But truthfully, my recollections of this book is that this book is really good. And I would recommend anybody who has not read this book to read this book. Go ahead and read Mortal Hulk Volume 1. It is excellent. It's like one of the best Hawk stories out there. And I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.